So hello and welcome from Stuttgart. This is a CMT trade fair. This is 2020. I would like to say it's a 2020 range from Hymer, but it isn't. We're starting off with this vehicle here, which is called the Vision Venture, which is a project. There's only one van like it. It's the only thing that's been built. There's a queue to try and see it. I'll try and film it one day if they let me. And it's been shown in all sorts of videos and other things. It cannot be bought. It's not part of their range. But the other vehicles we've got here, which are part of their range, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you around the Hymer campervan range here at Stuttgart. I'm going to try and do this video within 12 minutes if I can. I just want to give you a brief description of what we've got. Now, Hymer is a company which has been on the market for 59 years. It's noted, I would say, above all for its quality, but it's also quality comes at a price, such as this thing here, 55,500 euros. Part of the problem, of course, is that tent in the roof, which really does knock the thing up a bit. So that's the free 600, so it's not free. This is a free 602, also not free. This thing will come at a price of 53,700. Interesting feature, you've got gas or diesel heating, so you've got a choice. What's the difference between the two? Well, you think diesel costs more. It certainly does. It costs twice as much as gas here in Europe. Gas, that is LPG. For the Americans, it's not petrol, what I would call petrol, but it's more calorific, so you know it might actually save money. I also think that diesel heat it sort of seems to be drier than gas heat, but that might be me. That might be something I've just got in my mind. So I mean, the only way we're going to know that is to put me in a van and say, what heat do you think it is? And if I can answer the question, then we'll have the answer. This is an interesting concept for the toilet, and I was in a van using a toilet like this, and you think, well, look at that shower, you haven't got much space in there. But I must be honest, for the tiny van I was in, that was really quite sufficient. I managed okay, but I mean, if you were super large around the waist, then perhaps it wouldn't be so good. You see, you haven't really got much room in here though for storage, though. You can't get too many suits and wedding dresses and things like that in there. So you might want to, if you go camping, you might want to give them a miss. One of the things here is on camping vans, this layout in the kitchen, it comes from a Swedish company, Dometic, and most of the vans of this size have them. One thing here is often put the fridge in at this side. This is another Dometic product, quite curious because it will open that way as well as that way. So if you fancy getting drunk when you're outside and you got your beer in the fridge, that's the way it actually opens. Okay, so that's magic. Okay, let's go on to the next thing here. Shall we? Got this van here, which has got it's called the campervan. It's I can't remember what it's called. It's got a name, but what it stands out is it's got two individual seats. So, Sydney, that's it. Yeah. I can remember it was the name of a place, but I couldn't remember which place. But you see, they've got the seats. They've got a double seat on one side, and you've got a single seat over there, and you've got this bed at the back. I can't really see the logic behind it. You're carrying 5 people in a van, trying to pack people into a van. Now, people who've possibly got in quite good health, because the toilet, you're going to have to carry a porta potty, and I mean, if you're going to be spending 58,245 euros, I would imagine you don't want to be nipping out to behind the bush and also not having a wash. Here's a Grand Canyon in the same series of camper vans. This, as you can see, though, has got a toilet in there, it's got a shower, it's got plenty of space for carrying stuff, so you can put the bed up like that, and under here you've also got drawers there. Gas gas cabinet if your bottled gas is behind there, so that's a far more well thought out van in my opinion. This is the Yellowstone Campervan. So we've got the Sydney, the Grand Canyon, and the Yellowstone so far. So there's another one called the Ayers Rock. We'll get to that. And right, so this sort of distinguishes itself by being somewhat similar to the last one. But one thing, note, you've got a Kleiderschrank, what's that in English? Wardrobe up there. And the beds are in a lengthwise direction. That's for tall people. If you're not above, say, around 185 centimeters in height, I would suggest you get it in a widthwise direction. But having said that, it does mean you've got to climb over the other person. If you're with another person, you have to climb over them. That may or may not be a problem. I don't know. This is the Ayers Rock. Cost $64,365. And so this van here's got a widthwise bed. This one here is free, 600S, and this thing here, it's got 2 meters standing height. It's got a tent in the roof up there, and the back. Take you around the back. There you go. So once more, widthwise beds. Good. So that sort of brings me back to this vision venture, this project of Hymer's to the van of the future. Well, I mean, it was seen by lots of people, got Hymer a bit of publicity. So from that point of view, it may have had some good. Oh, and I do want to point this bit out here, because this is particularly interesting. At least I think it is. You might think it is. But it's a super light chassis, but you can see where things are actually placed within the chassis. This is both for campervans and motorhomes. So you've got the freshwater tank, clean water tank, the grey water tank, and there you've got the boiler and the battery. So it depends. I mean, with batteries, obviously in this case it's in one lithium 135 ampere hours. I mean, that's half of what I've got in mine. Yeah, I think lithium is a great idea. Look, I said I'd go on for 12 minutes, got a little bit of time left, so I'm going to take you for a walk around the motorhome section, and we'll do this a bit more in another film. Look, optional tent, Schlafdach, tent in the roof, from €3,500. Well, you know, these things to buy are about 4,000, so that's quite a good price actually. I'd just say from, so I'm sure there's some kind of catch to that one. Nonetheless, Hymer is my favourite company of all of them. Favourite brand. It's not even because it's as Hymer as a group, it owns lots of. For example, it's got Leica here, it's got Sunlight, it's got Carrado, it's got LMC, it's got owns Berstner, and lots more besides. So the rules are that if you should see something that you are interested in, you need to actually let me know, and I'll get it. I'll get a film of it. Seriously thinking of actually going to Hymer's production area in Bad Waldsee during this trip, and should that be the case, then we'll be able to film things. So. Okay, I didn't get through all the motorhomes. I'll just go have a quick turn around here so you can see them. And there's lots of other companies here as well as Hymer. I mean, these vans are outstanding. This is the sort of thing I would really like. Don't like the beds at the back. I have a different bed system for me, but they're great. Okay, they also do caravans. In fact, I think it started out with caravans. The first motorhome as such was built in 19 59. It was called the Caravano 3. So, okay, that's a little quick walk around the Hymer stand here in Stuttgart. I hope that may have been of interest. Do please consider supporting me on Patreon. That's the first thing I'd like to say. Second thing is, if you're interested in buying a van, I've got together with one or two other people now, and we're trying to do something which would allow people to be able to get vans a little bit cheaper, because we've got a little bit of negotiating power if we sort of get together. That's the second thing I'm sort of working on, but not every brand, and Hymer isn't one of the brands. And the third thing is, do subscribe. I should have said that first because that was the easiest thing, so everybody wants to, well, everybody could subscribe. Thanks very much for watching.